welcome to our fall 2020 home tour. This is kind of a casual tour. The dog may bark, who knows, but I just thought I'd walk you through. I'm actually in the middle of shooting pictures for the blog for this tour, so you may see a stray tripod or a charger somewhere, but basically we haven't done a whole lot. We like to keep our decor really neutral. Don't mind those curtains, I really don't like those, but some days I have to close them to keep the dog from barking at everything he hears outside or sees in the reflections in those windows, more likely. As you can see, the bench is actually still crooked and sideways from a still photo that I shot, but we didn't add a lot here at all. This space is generally full of shoes and coats, which are all kind of tucked into the closet right now for the still photos. There's a light. I'm going to show you the bathroom, not because it's a super funky bathroom or anything, but because I added a little bit of fall touches in here too. That is an antique picture that we found last weekend at the Antiques Mall near us in Pickering. Obviously a hay bale and a little, it's actually like a little postcard antique one. My friend Danielle caught me onto those as fun decor for the seasons. And of course our diffuser and just a soy candle that actually smells really yummy. This one is from Northern Lights Co. And that's just a couple of touches that we add to the bathroom. I usually throw a fancy towel in there or something too that goes with it. The cabinets all pretty much stayed the same except for just the fake candy apples that are in there. The table for everyday use is actually really plain. I love to do elaborate centerpieces and table settings, but for everyday use, which we do use this pretty much every day, it's just our weigh scale with some pretty fall colored pipberry candle wreaths that I found at a little store in the Oshawa Center, actually, called, I think it's called Country Lane or something like that. They have some really pretty country primitive kind of stuff in there, and then these kind of go with a lot of different styles. And then on our sideboard that we cram in here, realistically we can't properly open those doors, but it gives us some extra storage, a little extra decor space too. Those that set of Thankful pumpkins you could totally make from the Baby Boo pumpkins from the grocery store. Those ones were from HomeSense as a set years and years ago. That die is actually a box. It's like a box, the lid opens up, and that's where we keep like our card games and stuff like that we play frequently. And of course a basket full of blankets. A blank chalkboard that we hung here a few weeks ago. We moved it around. It was over the couch for a while. This is actually the one that we talk about in the book, and we give a DIY in our book Homemade Lovely. There's a DIY to build that ginormous chalkboard. I just haven't had a chance to write on it. You know, bad home blogger, I should have done that before the tour, but anyways. Then we go into our living room, and there's a reason our TV is over the fireplace. I know lots of people don't love that, but in this room, there's nowhere else to properly put a TV without splitting up the focal point, and focal point is so important in a room. So we put a TV over the fireplace mantle. I don't know what the TV's going to show now because that was on its screensaver. You can put pretty much any smart TV. You can set the screensaver to whatever you like. I just had an old picture up there and it seems to have disappeared. Go figure. And then we have our Grateful pillows. I think those were from Michael's maybe a few years ago. We moved this mirror down from our master bedroom closet just because it bounces the light around. And when the dresser that used to be there went down to my office this summer, we had a big empty space. So, and I know that coming up, the Christmas tree usually goes there. So we just put the mirror there, and I may leave it there with the tree too, or not, who knows. That sign, everybody loves it. There's tons of places that make them. We got ours from Smallwoods Home, but they don't make that kind of sign anymore. So I guess just Google online for like a scroll sign to find it, or try and make your own. And then we just used a little mini, it's actually an IKEA, I think it's, I forget what it's called, but it's an IKEA, an IKEA box of drawers, and we just put those fun pulls on there. And then candles, of course, and pumpkins, all the greenery in here, except what I'm going to show you on my desk in a second. the greenery. The stems and stuff like that is all fake this year. I didn't get a chance to go to the store to get fresh flowers or anything like that. So this is part of the reason I actually love keeping a tote or two, or a Rubbermaid bin, or whatever you want to call them, in the basement with fall decor, or any seasonal decor, because sometimes, quite frankly, I work from home and I don't have a car during the day, or we have kids stuff or whatever, and I just don't get to the store to get fresh stuff. So it also means where I live, sometimes pumpkins aren't ready when I'm ready to decorate. So I really love to keep just a couple of small bins of seasonal decor for each season, just so I can pull it out and do it whenever I'm ready, even if I can't get to the store. We've got that rag quilt I made, 12 years ago, for an old business that we had. But anyways, it still gets pulled out for fall. And then the rust colored pillows were from Bouclair, as were the tree ones. The fur kind of ones were from Chapters Indigo, and the pom-pom ones were from Amazon, actually. And then what else have we got? Oh yes, some are my desk. So this is where my office was for a long time, tiny little desk in the kitchen. And actually it has moved down to the basement. There should be pictures of that on social media. But this bouquet of flowers actually came from my next door neighbor for my book launch. And so they're holding on strong and look very fallish. So they got used there. This desk actually gets used for, our son has part of his college is online this year. And so he sits there on the days that he does Zoom calls. And then in the kitchen, the touches of fall that we added, we have a pumpkin up top, and then I bought those amber bottles at the same antique store, different booth, but the same antique store as the little picture that I showed you from the bathroom. And then these little copper cuties. So these I'm using as candle holders. I think that's what they're supposed to be for. Those were actually from a thrift store. Don't worry, they've been cleaned. And then that little copper kettle was the cutest little find at the same antique store. And then, don't mind any mess. And then up top there we have our big wooden cake stand that we've had forever, and quite frankly doesn't fit anywhere else besides on top of the fridge, with a straw wreath and a pumpkin. And so that is pretty much our home tour. That's like the super casual walkthrough of our fall 2020 home tour. I hope you like it.